Welcome to your Inspirational Astrology Horoscope for Monday, December 9th, 2013. I am astrologer David Palmer, the Leo King, here to illuminate the collective consciousness. I start my live astrology webinar classes today. From today through Thursday, going all the way from beginning to expert. If you join 1 hour before 5 p.m. Pacific each day, I can send you the link. Anytime after that, and I won't be able to send it to you. All you do is click on the link, watch it. It's amazing going in PowerPoint presentations. I am going to teach you astrology like it has never been taught before. Here is a big, powerful day as we step into Monday. We've got the moon in Pisces, which is going to square the sun. So this is the first quarter square of the moon happening right after a new moon. This is about checking our intentions, making sure they're on track, making sure our emotions are in check. But more importantly, this is a moon that is going to be part of a grand trine as it squares the sun. So this is kind of a unique day as there's a lot of greatness emotionally in this opening up, especially as Saturn and Jupiter are starting to make their trine. This is about really understanding where to anchor our life based off how we really feel. I mean, on a very deep level, this is going into the deepest feelings that you can go through. Period. You can't get much deeper than this, especially as you have the moon today in Pisces squaring the sun. This can be a little confusing. And I think it's important for us to pay attention to our feelings, to be our guide, to pay attention to the signs. We are dealing with heavy amounts of Pisces energy today, and it's squaring all of this, more logical and this more awareness of our journey and our big adventures. But we got to pay attention to feeling. We got to pay attention to what the signs are to add to the journey. We do want to go take off into these great rocket ships and go in all these directions, but it's important for us to make sure that we really are paying attention to what 11:11 means yesterday or what that sign was around the corner, and these feelings that are being exposed in our lives. Are we really opening ourselves up to how we really feel? I think it's important for you to ask yourself this today. I think it's important for you to ask yourself, what are you ready to identify with? Mercury is going to start making its trine over to Uranus, and this is a lot of electricity. This is a lot of power that's starting to brew, and I think over the next 48 hours, from today and tomorrow, we have a big epiphany in our hands. We have a big understanding. We have also the pushing through of our minds as Mercury is starting to square Chiron right now to let our adventure, to let our bigger thoughts outpower our sensitivities. We have sensitivities we in many ways need to push over and believe bigger and see bigger. We got to push through anything that might be holding us back, which is usually the most wussy things. That's what I mean. I want to come from compassion here. I know that it's hard. I know that some of the things we're all going through right now with all this energy in Pisces, especially as Chiron's here, can be very sensitive and it can be very difficult to deal with, and it can feel like you're stuck in the mud or that things are just, holding you, that there's something so weird and unimaginable that is holding you back. Sometimes it's even hard to describe. And today, I'm going to be real, this is a lot of this energy in Sagittarius squaring Pisces. This can be like, like whenever you deal with Sag and Pisces and mutable signs like this, and it's just, there's so much change and mixing. I mean, you don't know how many ingredients are in the soup. But I think it's important for you to understand the soup that you're making, even though you might not know all the ingredients, even though that your gut's wanting you to put this and this and this, you know what you're aiming for. You know what you're trying to make here. And I think it's important for us to see that we are going to understand the soup that we're making in our life right now, especially as we're pulling out of a deep Scorpio transit over the last couple of months. We're pulling out of a Mercury retrograde, and now Mercury's amped up. Mercury's trying to catch up to the sun now. Woo, it's going real fast, and now it's going to come to Uranus and really get excited, but it's going to square Chiron. So these are weird energies. If you want to go deeper into this, think about this. We got a square from the sun and the moon today. This is a big emotional check in our lives, but it's one that's a positive one. It's one that's opening ourselves up now, to opening up to the feelings that we really want to feel in our life, to the directions that we really want to go. And for us to now understand where we're going to take our journeys, and one that pays attention to these signs that are confusing, pays attention to these sensitivities as well, to make sure that we are taking an adventure that takes into account, well, we do have these sensitivities, we do have these feelings that maybe are making us feel stuck. And you know what? Let's believe bigger. Let's step out of this. This can be a day where somebody can be very lost. and they don't know which direction to turn, and it's their feelings which guide them in the right way. It might not be logical. It might not be, fully understood, but there's a deeper meaning underneath today. There's a deeper feeling that we got to go for, that we just got to be called to it. You know what? I'm told to do this. I know I'm supposed to be here. This is the soup I'm creating, even though I don't even know what the flavor is and I don't even know what color it's going to be. But you know what? I know at the end of the day, it's going to be a cross between chicken noodle soup and New England clam chowder. And I know that sounds gross, but you know what? I got a feeling it's going to be awesome. You know why? Because it's got this, this. These are these stories we need to paint for ourselves now. And I think it's important for us with Uranus adding to the action to Mercury, that part of this story and part of this understanding needs to be a little bit wild and crazy. You need to add some pepper on top, baby. You can't have anything that's just, bland right now. This is about making sure that you're adding your unique identitive story to the mix. Are you really becoming the person that separates you from the pack, that becomes the unique identity you are? In this oneness, it is all parts of our uniqueness that come together. And the only way for you to fit in perfectly is you have your own little spot. Not the spot like others, not the spot that everybody else has, because those seats are taken. There is an individual seat for you in your life that is waiting for you to really go into and to step into. And it's the uniqueness of yourself. It's the uniqueness of the story you're putting together. And it's important for you today to not feel lost, but to know you're on the right path. That even though maybe in your outer and your mind and your logic might not see it fully, that you feel it today. That you're ready to open up, because there is security if you open up your feelings. There is security if you pay attention to the signs. There is security in getting your truth if you gut and guide yourself in that direction. And it's so important at this point, because you'll watch tomorrow as the fire kicks up in hot gear tomorrow, that really it was today. That you really did understand deep inside yourself what direction to go, where you're feeling pulled to, because it's tomorrow that the universe comes in and lights our asses with this. Woo! And makes us really feel it. So this is an excellent day. Again, make sure you're really paying attention to these feelings. Go with the flow. We might think we know it all today, and maybe there's some sort of wrench that gets thrown in the plans. We thought it was going to go this way. We knew it was going to go this way, and it doesn't. But remember, there's a reason for this. There's an adjusting happening right now in our lives, and there's a reason for it. With Mars in Libra now, it's time to take the peaceful road. It's time to take the road of balance and harmony before we really take action. And I think it's important for us to learn how to flow well, to learn to accept the way that things happen today, because they're leading towards a bigger picture, and it's about knowing that. That's the secret of a Sag-Pisces square, is knowing there's a bigger picture that the flow is putting us through, that the river is taking us through. Even though it might not be stopping at the hottest club on the street, maybe it was that little sidebar that had the love of your life waiting there. So it's that energy today that you got to pay attention to, and set your sights on a bigger picture and trust that Spirit's guiding you in the right way. And to step over all of your sensitivities, you've got to paint this belief, You can't get locked up or lost or fogged away in this feeling like you were given a bad hand, or that there's something spiritually wrong with you, or that there's something that you can't vibe with well. That's your own belief structure that's going to be faced right directly in front of your face today. So I hope to see you guys at my new beginning astrology class. Or, if you want to purchase a reading, I am not doing any readings until January now. So if you book, it's going into January. But I do have gift certificates coming available tomorrow. So if you want to get a gift certificate, and they are at a discount. So these are going to sell like hotcakes, and they're all good for any time in 2014. So hope you guys have a wonderful day. Thank you guys for all of your support, and I will see you tomorrow.